Only 2019. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Mystery Recap. In today's video, we're going to recap a 2019 movie named Only, so stick with us till the end. The movie takes place in a world after the end of the world, where a deadly virus has destroyed everything. Both men and women can get the virus and carry it, but for some reason, only women are dying from it. Scientists are working hard to find a cure because it has caused chaos all over the world. The virus is very strange because it didn't come from living things. Instead, it fell to Earth as ash. All over the world, strange ashes that seem to have come from nowhere are falling down. As time goes on, the number of females is dropping quickly, which puts the species in danger of dying out. Women can get the virus from men who live near them, so governments all over the world have started a campaign to get the word out. In this campaign, the women are moved to a place where they can talk to anyone, which is supposed to keep them safe. But they are forced to go to the camp where they are put through cruel and painful tests to find out what the virus is. Because of this, women is now a very rare species. To put things in perspective, a huge reward of millions of dollars is given to anyone who can catch a woman alive and turn her over to the government. Then we go to a quarantine apartment that a man named William rents. At first, it looks like any other apartment, but we soon find out that a woman named Eva lives there too. She is William's girlfriend. Of course, Eva has been able to stay alive so far because Will has kept her safe from the police. He won't let her use the phone or go outside, even if he's doing it for her own good. Will's tight control over her freedom and where she goes has hurt their relationship. Every day that goes by, Eva's apartment makes her feel more and more like she can't breathe. She wants to go outside and feel the sun so badly. On the 400th day, Eva is ready to give up. She sneaks into her building, puts on a hazmat suit, and runs up to the roof. Will sees her soon after and runs after her, but before he could stop her and get her back, Eva took off her suit and let the ash infect her, so he couldn't stop her or get her back. She didn't want to be in quarantine and watch a mysterious virus kill millions of people. Will finally gets her to go home, but it's clear that both of them are sick of each other. Will is crying on the couch as Eva takes off her hazmat suit and heads to the shower. Eva pulls out a kit and does a swab test to see if she really has the virus after she cleans herself off. As the couple waits for the answer, they hear several police cars pull up in front of their house. There's no doubt that their house is being broken into. Even though Will and Eva just had a fight, he rushes her to her room and helps her hide in the bed. He then lets the police into the house. They look around for a while and then question Will about who he is. Here we learn Eva and her friend Caroline, who died from the virus, share the apartment. Will says with confidence that Caroline was his girlfriend and that he carefully built the quarantine to keep her safe. When the police ask him about Eva, he lies and says she has been missing since the virus hit. After some time, the police are sure that there are no women in the apartment, so they leave. But when the armed men leave, one of them stays behind and says that he knows Eva is with them. The police officers saw the swab test that Eva had left on the table. Since the test came back positive, Eva has the virus, but he feels sorry for them and decides not to tell his co-workers about her. He tells Will to enjoy his last few days with her before he leaves. Will is sad, but he has to pull himself together because the apartment is no longer safe. Eva also wants to leave the city because living alone and being isolated has almost driven her crazy. Soon after that, the two packed up their things quickly and left their apartment. Eva dresses up as a man and then they stop at a convenience store on their way out of the city. Since there are almost no women left in the world, it's not a big surprise that the tampons are now free. But when Eva tries to steal some tampons in secret, the store clerk sees her. After a long time, he is surprised to see a woman. When Eva starts to feel scared, Will pulls out his gun and tells the man to be quiet. And as soon as the man lays down to give up, the couple runs out of the store. As they drive away, the movie jumps back to a time when everything was normal. A news channel on TV says that a rare comet is going to pass close to Earth. Will just moved into Eva's apartment after dating her for a long time. One day when they are alone and having a good time, strange things that look like snow start falling from the sky. The couple is surprised because it's not even close to winter yet. But when they look out the window, they see that it's ash. Just then, Caroline, Eva's best friend, comes home with ash all over her. She tries to say something, but she starts to feel sick and falls to the ground. Will and Eva stop at a motel back in the present. There they see some men with guns who look kind of sketchy in one of the rooms, but the couple doesn't pay attention to them and stays the night at the same motel. Before going into the woods the next day, Eva is adamant that she has one last cooked meal at a restaurant. Will agrees and the two of them go to a nearby diner. There the TV says that the scientists at the U.S. Center for Rebirth and Repopulation have made an artificial embryo. In the most recent tests, the fetus has lived for up to 1 month, which is a first in history. Many world leaders have praised the work because it could be the most likely way to repopulate the world once the HNV-21 virus is cured. The news also says that the government has raised the reward for finding or reporting American women who are still alive to $2 million. As everyone is watching TV, the shady men from the motel walk into the diner and are happy to hear the news. To make things even worse for the couple, Eva starts bleeding from her ear, which is a sign that she is about to die. When Will sees this, he rushes her out of the diner before she can even pay the bill. Unfortunately, this gets the attention of a man named Arthur and his teenage son named Casey, who both notice that Eva is a woman dressed as a man. Soon after, Eva starts bleeding, which makes Will panic because it's the first sign of an infection. Out of anger, he starts to read Eva the whole cycle, which makes her angry. So she tells him to stop the car and runs into some bushes nearby. But when she gets a little ways, she gets tired and starts to cry. After a while, she comes back and the couple keeps going. Soon they go into the woods to find their final destination, which turns out to be a secret waterfall. Will is upset about losing the love of his life, but Eva is trying to be as happy as possible because she wants to make the most of the time they have left together. After Caroline is passed out because of the ash, the movie goes back in time again. Will and Eva take her to the hospital right away, but she is soon said to be dead. As the couple walks around in shock, they realize that this mysterious illness is only affecting women. Will sneaks into a forbidden room in the hospital and steals 2 hazmat suits so that he and his wife can protect themselves from the ash. He does this because he thinks his wife's life may be in danger. Then they escape through the back door. When they get home, they call Mahesh, Eva's father, who is a doctor. Mahesh says that the ash has caused trouble and killed thousands of women even where he lives. Then he tells them to put up a quarantine and Will gets to work right away. He starts making the house safer by adding furniture, germ-proof plastic, and other safety features. Will is more serious and careful about everything, while Eva doesn't seem to care much about security. He stays up all night to boil water, then goes to the store in the morning to get packaged food. He also puts UV lights around the house, which are said to kill germs and pathogens within a couple of feet. He also stays away from Eva because he knows he can give the disease to her. Even though several months have passed, the virus keeps killing more and more people. In the end, the government asks all women to check into the government-run medical facilities for the embryo project, which seems to be looking for a way to get people to start having babies again. The media that is controlled by the government tries to make the detention centers look good, but soon the internet is full of conspiracy theories about terrible experiments being done on women. So, Will doesn't give Eva to the government, and as a precaution, he builds her a bed where she can hide from the authorities. In the months that follow, Will gets very paranoid, and one by one he takes away all of Eva's freedoms. He won't even let her use her phone because he thinks the government is listening in. Eva goes to a secret online forum for women only when she has no one else to talk to. Will tries again to stop her from using the forum, but she won't listen because the other female survivors in the chat are the only people who can help her. Unfortunately, the number of survivors in the chat keeps going down, which makes Eva feel hopeless and sad. Back to the present. Will and Eva walk for hours, and Eva keeps taking pictures with her camera the whole time. At night, they make a camp by lighting a fire. Eva wants to be close to someone, so she asks Will to help her take off the duct tape she wrapped around her chest to look like a man. Will, on the other hand, is cold and aloof, and after helping her, he goes back to his tent. The next day, they keep going, and Eva keeps trying to make her boyfriend feel better. Will starts to feel better, and he shows Eva how to shoot. On the other hand, we see Arthur and Casey, the father and son from earlier, driving through the woods. They want to get the $2 million reward by catching Eva, and it turns out that they have followed the couple into the forest using the map they left at the diner. Soon, the two of them go into the forest with rifles as well. At night, Eva and Will set up camp again, and when they start making love, she suddenly starts having seizures and shaking. Will jumps into action and puts a pillow under her head to help her relax. The next day, Eva gets up early and goes to the river to get some water, but when she gets back, she sees from a distance that Arthur and Casey are holding Will as hostage. They have him tied very tightly to a tree. Shortly after that, Arthur finds Eva and chases after her, but she gets away. Since they have no other choice, the father and son continue to hold Will as a hostage, hoping that Eva will come back for him. At night, while his father sleeps, Casey stands guard with a gun. Eva comes up with her own plan, and at midnight, she shows up naked. She comes up to Casey in a seductive way. The teen boy is still sad about the death of his girlfriend, and he hasn't seen a woman in over a year, so his attention is drawn to her beauty. This makes it possible for Eva to knock him out. After this, she gets Arthur out of the tree, and without waiting, He takes the gun and kills Arthur in his tent. The film then goes back in time. It's been 400 days since things got bad. Eva's phone shows several missed calls from her father. Because of safety concerns, they had agreed not to call each other on the phone. She knows something is wrong and insists on talking to her father, but will only let her do a video call with a camera and mic turned off. On the phone call, Eva's upset father tells her that the government has taken her mother even though she is over 60 years old. He then starts crying and says he wants to see his daughter. When Eva turns on the camera and mic because she is upset, Will stops her and ends the call. Because of this, Eva loses it and she gets angry at him for keeping her locked up. She then points a gun at him and tells him to leave forever. After Will reluctantly leaves, Eva looks at her laptop and sees a picture of a waterfall. It makes her think of peace, love, and freedom, so she decides to try something new. She puts on the hazmat suit and runs to the apartment building's roof. Back in the present, Will and Eva keep going on their trip until they reach the secret waterfall. There, the couple hugs each other, knowing that they are meant to be together forever. Will kisses her and she takes a selfie, ready to die, as she continues to bleed out and lose energy. But feeling happy and relieved, Eva feels like she was a burden on Will, and as she waits to die, she smiles, knowing that her love will soon be able to go live a normal life. So guys, that's it for today. If you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more movie recaps. Also, comment your favorite movie name you'd like to get an explanation on. Thanks for watching.